With you now with some breaking celebrity dish news. Prosecutors have dropped some charges against Diddy.
Prosecutors are streamlining their case against Sean Diddy Combs.
They say that they will no longer pursue attempted arson and attempted kidnapping.
Though the mogul is still charged with sex trafficking and racketeering. So he's still charged with trafficking and racketeering.
The racketeering count against Combs. That count still includes serious allegations, including witness tampering, bribery, drug crimes, and transporting women for prostitution.
The prosecution just made a move that has victims stunned. And legal analysts are asking what is going on.
It's a little bit confusing, Marissa, but let me explain. The prosecution sent a letter to the judge,
amending parts of their theories of attempted arson and kidnapping.
And aiding and abetting sex trafficking. So now the question, what does that mean?
They wanted to simplify the jury instructions per the judge's instructions. And what they're doing is they're streamlining things. That there are charges alleging kidnapping, arson, that's the Kid Cudi case. They are alleging aiding and abetting in sex trafficking. They are slimming that all down so that they're not going to kind of overburden and overwhelm the jury with instructions.
Right. They're saying that to the judge that when you give the jury their instructions, just leave out the attempted kidnapping, leave out attempted arson, aiding and abetting.
They're saying there's still actual kidnapping.
Yes.
Actual arson.
And those things, the counts, the charges still remain. They're just saying there's no reason in the jury instructions to tell them about the attempted kidnapping.
First, the government's proposed instructions are 4 pages long. And this is proposed. The judge has to decide which one he's going to go with. The proposed form, which I find interesting, first, it says, count 1. How do you find the defendant, Sean Combs, with respect to count 1, racketeering conspiracy? And you notice they put the word guilty first. Guilty, then the not guilty. And then what they do, what is interesting, is they go down all of the predicate offenses. If you have found defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved kidnapping, including attempted kidnapping, aiding and abetting kidnapping, or conspiracy to commit kidnapping in violation of California law. And they don't say guilty or not guilty. They say that has been proven or not proven. Why is that strong? Because remember, the standard between guilty and not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, proven and not proven are different phrases. Did they prove it? Interesting wording that they're choosing to use. And then they go through each one. They have a B and they say as to the predicate acts, kidnapping or not in violation of New York law. C, arson, proven or not proven in violation of California law. Bribery, proven or not proven in violation of California law. Involved tampering with a witness or victim in violation of federal law, proven or not proven. If you find the defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved forced labor in violation of federal law, proven or not proven. Then they say sex trafficking in violation of federal law, proven or not proven. And then it keeps going on. Prostitution in violation of federal law, proven or not proven. Another prostitution, proven or not proven. Distribution of drugs, proven or not proven. And then that's what they do for the RICO. And then they even go, if you check proven for question G, and G was the sex trafficking. If you check proven for question G, then please indicate below whether as a part of the racketeering conspiracy, the defendant agreed to commit sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura in or about 2009 or in or about 2018, and 2, whether as part of the racketeering conspiracy, the defendant agreed or did commit sex trafficking of Jane between 2021 or 2024. Did count 1 involve sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura? Yes or no? Did count 1 involve sex trafficking of Jane? Count 1 or 2.
I think they got him.
Why is that important? That's important for the government because under the sentencing guideline, depending on the level of sex trafficking the multiple people, then the penalties are increased. Now that's just the RICO charge, and there was 2 more pages.
The letter's a little bit confusing, but it definitely seems the prosecution is pulling back on what they are going to argue to the jury in closing argument.
The defense's, it's 2 pages. They want to keep it simple, very, very simple. And if you look at theirs,
That's Diddy's
judge,
lawyer's
we want
paperwork.
you to say this to the jury. How do you find the defendant not guilty or guilty? They do the not guilty first. They have the racketeering on top, not guilty first. And rather than listing all of the predicate acts that he could have done, they say the following. If you answered not guilty as to count 1, proceed to question 2. If you answered guilty, which racketeering acts do you unanimously find the defendant agreed would be committed? So it's just the subtleties.
Right.
One is saying proven, not proven. One is saying, did you unanimously find? And so that's the interesting thing about this.
It definitely appears as if the prosecution have found some weak spots in their case, potentially, and that's why they're giving the jury those instructions, rather, before making their closing arguments.